What up, everyone? Back for another video. This time around we got Loot Crate's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crate. Now I ordered these like 2 years ago and they're just now showing up, which is normal for Loot Crate. They're really behind. But the reason this isn't in the monthly review is because it's a specialty crate. You have to go out of your way to specifically order these types of crates. So I don't really think it's fair to put them in the monthly subscription box thing. I want to make sure these ones have their own video. So this one is crate number 2, I believe. It's very confusing how it works. So this is a part of a series. You ordered 4 at a time, but there was one separate crate before that. So this is the second one of the series, but third overall. So some people are calling it 2, some people are calling it 3. But let's take a look at what's in here, and we're also going to talk about some different subscription crates and, you know, what's good, what to look out for. So as far as this one, we got a shirt, but I'm reluctant to show it off, and I'll tell you why. Because this isn't the correct shirt. I got this one, which this one has a cool design. It's got the Technodrome, it's got the turtles on it. It's a really shitty color, it's a stupid color. But doing some research, I realized I got the wrong shirt. The real shirt is is of Raphael, I believe, of the Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird style of Ninja Turtle, which is the theme of this box. But for some reason, I didn't get it. Not only did I not get it, I got the wrong size. I usually order like a large. This is 3XL. So I'm not really sure exactly what happened. If I had to guess, it was because they ran out of the original shirt, and instead of contacting me or giving me some sort of refund, they just put in any old Ninja Turtle shirt, which this is the 90s show, and this is the box theme is of Eastman and Laird's traditional comic. So it's technically out of theme, even though it is Turtles. So I guess they assumed they could just throw in any old shirt and not even matter what size it was. Like, they couldn't even pick the correct size. Like, that's super shitty. So I'm going to reach out to the company and see what they can do, but my odds aren't really great. If I had to guess, again, they're going to make up some excuse saying, like, you know, everyone got a different shirt, which isn't true, so I can't imagine it's going to go well. So the real shirt is a really awesome shirt. I would have given that like a 7.5 out of 10, maybe an 8 because it's really cool looking. But this one, I'm going to give it like a 5 out of 10. And I can only kind of give a score on what I have in my hand because I don't really know the other one. So I'm super bummed that I didn't get the real one because the real one looked really badass. And I got this goofy-ass purple one instead. But as far as value, this will get the standard $12 to $15 value. Next, we got a fanny pack of Krang. This I actually kind of like. I'm not a huge fan of fanny packs, never really have been, but I've been watching a lot of collecting videos on YouTube, especially like video game hunting things, and everyone there wears a fanny pack, and now I'm kind of thinking like, yeah, I should get out to some swap meets, find some cool shit. So I might end up wearing a fanny pack too. But it's especially cool because it's Krang, and in the show, in the cartoon, like, that's where he was. He was on the robot Krang's stomach. So that's kind of funny and kind of cool. And it's actually really well done. The printing on it's very well, and it is in that classic comic style, which makes it look kind of cool. And I kind of like the colors, the clashing colors, and they didn't do like a bright pink, they did a subtle pink and this gray, so it's actually pretty well done. I'll give it to them on that. So this, value-wise, goes for right around $20. Then, we got a pin. And this pin's actually really cool, too. Loot Crate's pins are always like, okay, this one's very cool. They did an excellent job. I was saying Raphael, but I realized like it's non-turtle specific because they all had red masks back then. I still think it's Raphael because he makes a certain face, but it could be anyone. Either way, it's very well done. It's very cool looking. The value on that's like 12 to 15, but I had to really search for it. The only most of the listings I found online were people trying to sell it for like $50. And it's like, yeah, no one's going to pay that. But the few listings I could find that did sell were around that $12 to $15 range. Then, the piece de resistance, the one that everyone goes for, is the Neca Figure. And we got, I think it's called Claw Shredder, something like that. Yeah, Claw Shredder, which I was a little disappointed by because it's such an obscure character. And honestly, so obscure that even as a Turtle fan, I'm not even sure where he's from. Obviously from the comics, but I don't know when he turned into a claw monster. That's so oddly specific. It's well done, I'll give him that. The NECA turtle figures are fantastic. I have a whole collection of them, and I don't even like action figures. But they do a very good job, especially on the traditional look with the black outlines. Very well done. I'm just bummed it's not a more popular character. So for that reason, the value is pretty significantly affected by it. Forgot to turn my screensaver off, sorry. The value is pretty significantly affected by the fact that it's not a very popular character. So the value on that is right around $65, which sounds like a lot, but not really when you think about it. So a figure like that, if it were in store, it'd probably go for around 30 bucks. But the other figures that have come from these boxes, very similar boxes of popular characters, like we got the Splinter that was the blue flame one, that one was going for like 250 bucks, and it might have gone up since then. So very, very collectible. NECA does a great job in general. Most of their figures have become very valuable and collectible, but the ones that came from these exclusive boxes, very much so. So the fact that it's a little too obscure, even though it's nicely done, it's so obscure it doesn't quite get that really high value. It just gets a normal one. And also, they didn't package this box very well at all. There was no padding or anything like that, and for that reason, mine came damaged with a bunch of bends and dents all over the place because everything's just rolling around in there. So more reasons why I'm kind of pissed off at Loot Crate. They've already are 2 years late on this box, and on top of that, the quality on a lot of these things was not well taken care of, didn't get the right shirts. Like, damn, you guys, for fuck's sake, pay fucking attention. That's crazy. So value-wise on this box, on the low end, $109, and on the high end, $115. So this costs roughly $50 to $60 in that range. I bought the whole thing. I think you had the option of buying individual boxes. I bought the whole package, and I think it's $250 total, and you get an additional extra box or extra figure or something like that. So I valued it around 50 bucks, but you could argue it's more like 60. But either way, pretty close to double the value. And again, I'm trying to kind of value it on what's supposed to be in there, not necessarily what I got. But overall, I think I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. This was pretty well done. Probably would have gotten a higher score if they took better care of their stuff and paid a bit more attention. But I'm going to reach out to them. Hopefully we can resolve this. I doubt I'll be able to get the regular shirt, which is such a bummer because it looks really cool. For once, they did a really good job on the shirt and didn't do some goofy-ass color. So I probably won't get that, and maybe I'll get a partial refund. I don't know. So that's this box. I still am going to do the normal rating system where I give the value. So that's all the same there. But as I was saying before, these individual order boxes I think need individual reviews. Now let's talk about some other individual boxes you can get. Loot Crate does a lot of these actually. They do a lot of different categories, and a lot of other companies do the same. And almost always, I would say, take a pass. They're rarely ever worth the money. Even if you're a big fan and have absolutely no interest in selling, even still, they're pretty much a miss 90% of the time. There are very few exceptions to that rule. One of which is, not just because it's Ninja Turtles, but because it's NECA Ninja Turtles. That's why this box is the exception. That's why this box gets a high score and a high value. The other boxes they're putting out, different situations. They try to put figures and stuff in there, but when it's different franchises like real people, that stuff doesn't really sell very well. NECA stuff that sells is more of the classic 80s, 90s stuff, so that's where it happened to work out in this one situation. And I have a feeling that some of their future ones will be probably very similar, but that's all I can say about Loot Crate. Their basic box is okay, their DX is almost never worth the value, and pretty much everything past that you barely get what you paid for. Honestly, I haven't checked on those boxes in a long time, but every time I do check, it's right about with that same situation. So I haven't heard anything good about any of the individual crates that they've done, and the same with other companies. When they do specialty crates, it's almost always not worth your time. So those are my thoughts on those specialty crates, but if anyone has any different experiences, let me know. Other than that, that was about it. Nice short video. I was planning to do the monthly unboxing this week, but I realized I'm still waiting on Zobi, so that should be next week's box. And let me know what you thought of this box and what your hopes are for the other ones, and again, any personal experiences with these specialty boxes, or if you've had any experience with customer service from Loot Crate, let me know because I'm interested in that. Other than that, 8 out of 10 on the box. Hope you enjoyed. See you next week on next week's monthly subscription review. Thank you all for watching and supporting. Love you all. Peace.